Beneath the cold waters of the North Pacific lives a giant of the flatfish world, the Pacific halibut. These incredible fish can stretch over 8 feet long and weigh more than 500 pounds, making them one of the largest bottom dwellers on Earth. But beyond their size, they have a fascinating transformation. Halibut begin life swimming upright like salmon, with an eye on each side of their head. As they grow, one eye slowly migrates across to the other side. By the time they're 6 months old, they swim sideways, both eyes fixed on the same side of their body. This unusual adaptation allows halibut to live perfectly along the seafloor, blending with sand and gravel as ambush predators. They feed on cod, herring, salmon, crab, shrimp, and even octopus. Sometimes they'll rise from the depths to chase faster prey, a reminder of their power and versatility. But halibut aren't just fascinating creatures of nature. They are also one of the most valuable fish in the American seafood industry. In Alaska alone, halibut fishing supports thousands of jobs and provides a steady supply of protein-rich meat to markets around the world. Managing halibut populations is a serious business. The United States and Canada share responsibility through the International Pacific Halibut Commission, an organization tasked with conserving stocks, setting quotas, and ensuring harvests remain sustainable. Unlike many short-lived fish, halibut are slow to grow and reproduce. Overfishing could easily tip the balance, so regulators carefully calculate annual catch limits. In Alaska, the commercial fishery operates under what's called the individual fishing quota system. This approach assigns each licensed fisherman a specific percentage of the overall catch. It means the season can stretch over 9 months, ensuring a steady flow of fresh halibut to consumers instead of a chaotic rush of landings all at once. Still, halibut management faces real challenges. Bycatch, the accidental capture of halibut in trawl nets, targeting other species, has become one of the greatest threats. In some years, more juvenile halibut are killed and discarded as bycatch in the Bering Sea than the number landed by the directed halibut fleet. That waste threatens both the future of the fish and the livelihoods of coastal communities who depend on them. Seasonality also plays a role in halibut fishing. In spring, from April to June, the fish move into shallower feeding grounds, making them more accessible. During summer, Alaska's calmer seas bring another surge of opportunity. Fall, especially September and October, is often considered prime time, with halibut aggressively feeding before winter. Even in the colder months, halibut can still be caught, though the seas are rougher and conditions more demanding. Of course, each region has its own rules. Daily limit size restrictions and seasonal closures are enforced to protect spawning fish and give smaller ones time to grow. Indigenous communities also maintain rights to harvest halibut based on centuries-old traditions. Together, these measures help ensure halibut remain a renewable resource for the next generation. But beyond the rules and numbers lies the practical art of catching these giants. And here, American fishermen have honed a technique that balances efficiency with precision longline fishing. Longline fishing is the backbone of the American halibut fleet. Unlike massive industrial trawl nets that sweep the seafloor, longlines are designed for precision. Picture a single line stretching for miles beneath the waves. Along it, hundreds or even thousands of baited hooks dangle at carefully measured intervals. These hooks rest near the ocean bottom, exactly where halibut patrol. Setting a long line requires teamwork. The crew baits each hook often with herring, squid, or salmon heads before feeding the line into the sea. buoys and anchors mark each end, holding the gear in place for several hours, sometimes overnight. As the boat circles back, the crew hauls the line slowly, hand over hand, or with mechanized rollers bringing up the hooks one by one. Every lift carries a mix of life from the deep. Sometimes the hooks hold cod rockfish or unwanted bycatch. But when the silvery, massive outline of a halibut breaks the surface, excitement ripples across the deck. A single fish can weigh more than a grown man, and hauling it aboard demands strength and caution. Halibut are powerful. A thrashing giant on deck can injure crew or damage gear. That's why most are immediately subdued, bled to preserve meat quality, and packed in crushed ice to maintain peak freshness. Once the catch is secure, the next stage is processing. Ports like Homer, Seward, and Kodiak in Alaska have become hubs of halibut landings. Here, fishermen unload their ice-filled holds, and the fish are weighed, sorted, and prepared for market. Filleting a halibut is both an art and a science. Unlike round-bodied fish, halibut yield 4 fillets, 2 from each side. A dotted line running down the body acts as a natural guide. With long, smooth knife strokes, cutters separate the meat from the bone, working carefully around the stomach cavity to avoid puncturing internal organs. Each fillet can weigh anywhere from 20 to over 100 pounds depending on the fish's size. Removing the skin is just as important as cutting the fillet. Left untouched, halibut skin quickly develops an unpleasant slime that spoils texture and flavor. Skilled processors grip the tail end of the fillet, angle their knife between skin and flesh, and slide with firm, steady pressure until the clean white meat is free. The result: 4 pristine slabs of halibut ready for fresh markets or freezing. But halibut doesn't stop at raw fillets. Smoking, vacuum packing, and even portioning into ready-to-cook steaks have become standard in modern processing plants, ensuring the fish reaches global consumers in perfect condition. Halibut has long been prized not only for its sheer size, but also for its culinary versatility. Once the fillets are prepared, they enter kitchens around the world, from rustic Alaskan grills to Michelin-starred restaurants. On the grill, halibut takes on a smoky, charred flavor while retaining its firm, flaky texture. Its mild taste makes it a blank canvas for marinades from citrus and herbs to soy and ginger. In home kitchens, halibut is often pan-seared with butter and garlic, baked with lemon and dill, or turned into hearty chowders that warm families through cold northern nights. Chefs particularly value halibut's ability to hold shape. Unlike softer fish that fall apart when cooked, halibut steaks remain intact, making them ideal for elegant plating. Whether served as tacos steamed with Asian flavors or paired with Mediterranean olives and tomatoes, halibut adapts seamlessly to different cuisines. Beyond its taste, halibut delivers significant nutritional value. A single serving provides lean protein, heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids, and essential vitamins such as B12 and D. These nutrients support muscle repair, cardiovascular health, and cognitive function, a reason why halibut is recommended in balanced diets. Compared to fattier fish, halibut is lower in calories yet still rich in minerals like selenium and magnesium, making it a favorite among health-conscious consumers. But every benefit comes with responsibility. Sustainability is now central to the halibut story. For decades, overfishing threatened stocks in the North Pacific. But collaborative agreements between the U.S. and Canada through the International Pacific Halibut Commission have brought hope. Quotas, seasonal closures, and strict catch reporting now protect the species, though challenges like bycatch and climate shifts remain ongoing battles. Looking forward, the future of halibut fishing depends on balancing tradition with innovation. Indigenous communities in Alaska have relied on halibut for centuries, weaving it into cultural identity and food security. At the same time, modern technology, from GPS-guided longlines to electronic monitoring of catches, is helping ensure accountability. Consumers also play a role. By choosing halibut certified by sustainability labels, buyers send a clear message to the industry: demand responsibly caught fish. Each decision helps ensure that future generations will continue to enjoy this remarkable species. So whether you're biting into a perfectly grilled steak at a seaside shack, savoring halibut sashimi in Tokyo, or pulling one from the icy waters off Alaska, remember that each fish carries a story. A story of migration, resilience, human effort, and the eternal dance between ocean and plate.